Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It is Sunday, June 12th. Looks like nothing happened on 6/11/11, which is great that nothing happened. So as for next week, we got options expiration coming up. So I do expect a bounce. I am expecting next week to be a positive close on a weekly basis. So what I'm actually thinking will happen is that we're going to have a move down on Monday and do a double bottom here at this 1250 area. It may come up a little short, or it may actually pierce through it and get a lot of the stops that are set in there, buy stops for people that went long. So it might wipe them out. That's a possibility, or it might just fall a little bit short. I think there's enough bears on this already with 6 straight weeks down that they are more than likely to fall short as opposed to piercing through it. But it's possible to pierce through it. Either way, when it gets close to that 1250 area, I think it's going to reverse back up, and we're going to see an up week the rest of the week as we go into OPEX. And you know, that is not going to turn around this weekly chart. As you can clearly see, I still think it's headed down. So 1 week back up is really not going to do anything for this chart. It still should be continuing down after that, and heading on down to this 20 area. So I do not believe the selling is done. I just would like to see 1 week up, and I think this is the week to do it, simply because it's an OPEX week and it's the most likely week to do it. Will it happen? I don't know. If you just look at the charts, you would say this is extremely bearish. We should just keep right on going down, and there's nothing to stop us. You're right. We've hit the 50 mark, and we're clearly piercing through it. We've also broken this trend line, and we are headed down. And there's really nothing to stop us until we hit the 50 moving average at 1226, and then after that the 200 moving average is 1165. There's nothing here that says that we should turn back up. We should just keep right on going down. I just don't believe that that's going to be the case. I think that we are going to have one positive week, so that's going to go against what the charts say, and this is just my feelings based upon the fact that it's OPEX. The fact that the put to call ratio right now is an extreme amount, and it's extremely a lot more puts. I don't know, it's 5 or 10 times as many puts right now out there as there are calls on this options expiration. And unless the market makers themselves are the ones that bought those puts, then I expect them to turn it around, and so that they'll have to pay out those people. You can clearly see here on a daily chart, we have went well below the 20 area. We did try to recover there, and we just fell right back down. So we are very oversold here on a daily basis. Here, as you can see on the full stochastic, or slow stochastics and the full stochastics, both of them, as well as the MACDs. I know there's no sign of them turning back up. That's why I would suspect that we're going to have a move down on Monday to tag this 200 period moving average, 200-day moving average at 1253. Again, your double bottom is right here at 1250. It's just a very, very likely spot to hit it. And same thing here, you can see that we are now in oversold territory here on the RSI as well. So the weekly is not, it will or should continue down, but the daily is. That's why I think we're going to have a multi-day rally of 3-4 days into Friday. Now, by the time Friday gets here, if you draw out 1, 2, 3, 4 days and you move them up, it's very, very likely that this 100-day moving average and 50-day moving average are going to cross and give you a necktie of resistance. The odds of it going through are pretty slim. So I expect by Friday for them to hit that, and wherever it ends up being, if it's just right here at 1300, if it's a little bit above 1310, I would expect them to try to make a big recovery on this. If they get through that this Friday, I really doubt it, but it's possible. But there's also a line right here. If you were to draw a line right here and connect all these tops and draw it on down, you can see that that also puts you right at about, depending on what day you hit it, but it also puts you right there in that 1320, 1325 area. So, you have a lot of resistance besides the necktie and the moving averages. You also have that. Then we also have turn dates that are typical on a monthly basis between the 25th and the 27th of the month. They are typical turn dates, and that would be the week after this one. So if you look at this here, if we were to go down here on Monday and maybe tag that area there, then start to recover Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a pop into there on Monday. That might be the most that we get. We might get a positive close next week. If we do, I don't think it's going to be anything more than a spinning top type of weekly pattern, meaning it could go up into the 21st and the 22nd. These 2 days, by the way, are key dates for the Illuminati. They are the summer sacrifices, summer solstice. I believe I'm saying this correctly. A little tongue tied here. Summer solstice. That's a tongue twister. Sorry, summer solstice. Anyway, that is when they do their ritual sacrifices on these days to sacrifice humans, and the reptilians eat them, and that is George Daddy Bush, George Jr., Clinton, Queen Elizabeth, Tony Blair. I'm sure George Soros is part of it as well. Warren Buffett, David Rockefeller, Jay Rockefeller. And you probably think I know you think I'm crazy on this, but it's there's plenty of evidence out there supporting that these people really are reptilians. So, but regardless, that's when the summer solstice happens, on the 21st and 22nd. This could be our key turn date too, as well. Could come early instead of the 25th or 26th or 27th, which lots of times the 25th through the 27th is the week following right after options expiration. But in this case, it's the third Friday, and the third Friday's on the 17th, not on the 24th, which is more typical for them to be much closer. It's usually the very week after options expiration that you'll see the market turn down. Usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that week you'll hit the high, and then you'll see it roll over. And so in this case, I'm actually thinking that we're going to go up into Friday, then maybe pop on Monday, and then down on Tuesday, based upon the summer solstice happening. And that's when we could get the massive crash the rest of that week and the rest of the following week to end the month out of June. Very, very, very ugly. And I think if we continue down, we very well could hit this necktie of resistance at 1184 on the red 20 period moving average, and 1188 on the 50 period moving average. That's a necktie of support. I think we can very well hit that by the end of the month. And so that's just speculation again, but that's what we all do, is guess. 60-minute charge, you can clearly see we are forming a positive divergence, so at some point we're going to get a powerful rally. Again, though, I do think there's a possibility we could go back down and tag the 1250 area early on in the week before we have a big recovery. But if it doesn't, and it goes to recover, it starts moving up, well, that's because they have enough bears on board and they don't need to tag it. essentially is what they're saying. So after 6 weeks of selling down like this, there's no reason that we shouldn't have a lot of bears already short. And we do, looking at the put to call ratio, it's at extreme levels, the amount of puts out there versus calls. So, and you can clearly see we're also buried here, and we're working our way back up. So while it could dip again, I do expect a turn by around that 1250 area or already, or just simply just go up the rest of the week. But Mondays are typically, these Mondays are many times are red Mondays. So if we sell back off again, I'm looking for support around 1250 and then a turn in the market. The 15 obviously supports a down move in the morning, and then to recycle back up. So, and this one is looking like it wants to go up, but it did curl back down here. So if it goes up, it doesn't look like it wants to go very far. So this again supports more selling into Monday and a negative close on Monday. So I'd like to see is a bottoming tail here on a Monday. I'd like for it to see it come down here and hit this 1250 area, maybe a little short of hitting it, maybe just hit the 200 moving average on the daily, or pierce it a little bit and clearing out some of these stops. I'd buy stops. I just don't think that they have to do that now. Whether they do it or not, I don't know. And then I'd like to see this thing turn around and rip into back up to this 1300 area by Friday of this week, or possibly into Monday of next week. And so that's my thoughts on what I think we're going to see. And again, the daily is certainly supporting that we are oversold, but not supporting that we are getting ready to turn back up. There's no signs of this turning back up right now. And the weekly is not showing any signs of it either. So this is just my speculation upon OPEC, upon the summer solstice. I'm still getting that word wrong. Summer solstice. That's it, solstice. Okay. As I think that they want this to have a bounce back up for a wave 2 up, so that they can have a massive wave 3 down. Yes, this was probably a wave 3 as well, but I think this whole move down is just going to be considered a wave 1 with a wave 2 back up, and then a real wave 3, a really bigger, larger wave 3 happening, taking us down there to this 1250 area in here by the end of the month. And then after that, I don't know. After that we'll have to see with the charts, whether or not this ends the move down or it just bounces and goes right back into a 5th wave. I don't know. It could be an ABC, but it's more likely a 5-wave push. So it very well could go a little deeper. It's hard to say, but at least on a monthly basis, there's good support at that 1180.84 and 1188 area on a monthly basis. Simply, as you can clearly see, that is a necktie. When you have 2 moving averages, or a moving average and a horizontal line of support, or a vertical line of support, I don't mean vertical, I should say a slanted line of support. When you have those lines of support, you should expect a bounce. And so that's what I'm expecting. So one of the things I wanted to show you here, I spent a while listening to this woman here, and I'm going to put this link here. The part 7 and part 8 is very, very interesting. She talks about it. She's her name is I forgot, Arizona Wilder. Okay, she is an Illuminati member that managed to get free when her programmer died, and they couldn't reprogram her. She tells her story. David Icke interviews her. It is 3 hours long. I have watched it all, and I'm watching it a second time right now. And so I'm going to put the link up there for at least number 7 and number 8. And you guys, when you get time, you should really watch this. She has actually seen George Daddy Bush, George Jr., Clinton, the Queen Elizabeth, Tony Blair, Rockefeller, J. Rockefeller. She's seen them all shapeshift into, because she was there in these ritual sacrifices doing this stuff. So this stuff is real, folks. According to her, they've been here for about 4,000 years, and enslaving mankind, and the sacrifices are done for the purposes of enabling them to keep their shape and keep them from going crazy. It's like a drug to them. That's why they drink the blood. And it's very, very interesting, very much worth watching. It kind of makes you understand a lot more why we have all the violence in the world, the wars that they create, knowing that we can be living on a peaceful planet, that these people have been here enslaving us all this time. It is a very disheartening thing to discover. But again, you open your eyes and you can't deny that everybody on the internet is making up stuff and it's all lies. You have to go and use your common sense. I know that the Indians, again, the American Indians, probably Indians all over the world, used to write on their cave drawings and tell stories of shapeshifters. I don't think they just made them up out of thin air. They had no reason to make up stories of shapeshifters. They were real back then. They're real today. So, watch the video, learn something, and it gives you a better understanding as to what's going on. And again, as far as the market, they're heavily short right now, I do believe, because of the money that they stole from bin Laden when he died in 2001. 10 years later, they stole the trillions of dollars, and they're using it to prop up the market. And actually, they used it to sell short silver so that they wouldn't get called out at $50 an ounce. And they got that money on May the 1st, which was also a ritual day to them as well. And so they shorted the market, and so we are still seeing the crash in silver. And let's see, anything else I wanted to go over here? There's silver on a weekly basis. So this was all done when they got those trillions of dollars from bin Laden, his frozen account for 10 years. They used it to short the market. It immediately went right into the bank accounts of J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs, etc., the gangsters, and they shorted it. And I think it's got further to go. If I had to guess on silver, I could very well easily say that it could go down to here in this area, 27 area here for this low right here. It very well could. It is very oversold, as you can see, on a weekly basis, and it is holding tough right here on the RSI above 50. But this is a bear flag. This is a bear flag. So when the market does finally drop, again, you should see it probably go to this area very easily. Right now, it's also holding a support line. If you draw a line from here to here, I think it's holding it. Let me see. Drawing a line from there. No, it's actually broken outside of it. So it's riding it. It's riding it. You draw it again here to here, and it's pierced it. So it's actually done a back test of it already, and it's starting to fall back down on it. So I don't have, let's see if my little pen tablet here can draw that line for you. Let's see here. My little pen tablet. I'll try drawing that line for you. Pen signer, and there we go. And let's see here if I can do it right here. If I can do this. Well, I'm not very good at this, am I? Well, I don't want to experiment with this, but anyway, you get the idea here that it has back tested it right there. And so that's why I think that silver's also going to fall back down again and very easily go down here to this area and here very easily, just based upon this this level of support right here. I can't see it not. And as the market tanks, and you know, I think that on a basis of let's see if I can go to the monthly chart right here. Oh, can't do it right here unless I close that out. Sorry. Anyway, you get the idea. So bottom line, I'm just going to cut it short here. Bottom line is I am looking for a positive close this week on the weekly, and then the following week could be a spinning top kind of doji type candle pattern, or it could simply collapse next week. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on when the turn date is, whether or not it's going to be the 21st, 22nd on the summer solstice, or whether it is going to be on the usual 25th through 27th turn date, which is the following week. So we shall have to see on that. So all in all, gang, I think we're close to a temporary bottom for you bears, and get ready for a bounce. And here you can draw that line out again even more, and you can clearly see that again it's the same line, 1325 by the time it gets down to this area. So that's about the maximum you can see, and then after that I think we're going to see a really massive move down. So that's it, gang. Can't think of anything else. If I do, I'll get them in the next update whenever I do that the next day. Thanks a lot, and good luck to all you humans out there and you reptilians. You can